Quickly, this is a paid segment from skinswap.com. Log into SkinSwap today to be able to easily trade, buy, and most importantly for us, sell skins. SkinSwap even supports PayPal, so it's quite accessible for everyone. Don't forget to use my affiliate code OMIGHTY to help me out, and also claim your free item at the top right of the website screen too. What's going on, guys? I'm Mighty back again with the weekly Rust skins videos, and today we have the Charitable Rust skins in the store for 2023, of course. So this is what the top sellers is looking like for this week, and the Charitable Rust items, just so you know, are permanently bound to your Steam account, so you're not actually going to be able to invest in them, but we will quickly have a quick glance over what they're looking like. With the Charitable Rust 2023 hoodie, it's $15.40. It has a floral design and it is blue. Overall, it is a pretty cool looking shirt. I don't think the pants aren't in the Rust item store. I'm pretty sure there's a Twitch drop on at the moment for Rust, and that is maybe where you can get it from. I haven't actually looked into that myself, but I'm pretty sure you can get the free pants on Twitch potentially. Currently there's Halo Twitch drops on it as well, so that's what I'm watching. Alright, so that's $15.40, quite expensive, but it is, of course, for a charity. Then we've got the Charitable Rust 2023 Ocean AR, and this one is just pretty much a blue AK with a water drop on the ADS. It's not a bad design, but I mean, for $15.40, they probably could have done a little bit of extra stuff on it. It does look pretty okay, though. Alright, and then we have the Charitable Rust 2023 Garage Door going for $7.70. This is actually a pay-to-win skin. Keep in mind, you can't resell it, so if you do buy it, it's going to be permanently bound on your Steam account. This one does have a glowing deployable glow effect on it, and also it has a cutout on the garage door again. So we just had a garage door last week, which was the concrete garage door that came out, or cement garage, or whatever it was called. That came out, and it had a window. This garage door has the same, so you can see through it, and you cannot shoot through the missing pixels on the garage door. So $7.70 for a pay-to-win charity skin. I think that's actually probably pretty worth. Keep in mind though, you cannot resell it. Then we have a Charitable Rust 2023 MP5 going for $15.40 as well, with a cutout on the stock. And this is like an wavy, watery looking MP5 that is just blue. Has a pretty plain ADS, to be completely honest. But of course it is for a good cause. So that is what they are looking like. I'm pretty sure that was all of them. Let me double check. That was definitely all of them. And now we'll get started with the clothing and armor. And we have a continuation of the Abyss set with the Abyss hoodie and pants, both going for $3.05 each. Overall, the Abyss hoodie, it looks pretty cool, and the Abyss pants, they look pretty dumb, in my opinion. Not a big fan of the dragon face or monster face, whatever it's supposed to be, on the crotch area. I think it looks pretty silly. But I suppose you could use the Abyss hoodie as a cheap alternative for the blackout in a way. I don't know, it's a bit like leathery and stuff. Yeah, it's kind of ugly actually. I don't know. Like, just knowing that, you know, you're gonna have a chest plate over the eyes and the face, you're just gonna have like this scaly, leathery texture on the arms. It looks a little bit ugly in my opinion, but $3.05 each. The Metal Gear has gone up in price from like, I don't know, $1.60 or something like that up to like $2. So still below the Abyss hoodie and pants store price, and then also the road sign gear has gone up. The kilt is like $7, and the other road sign stuff is above the Abyss hoodie and pants prices of $3.05. But I don't actually think the Abyss hoodie and pants is really going to be a good investment in my opinion. I do think you could get them for cheaper on the community market, and so that is probably what I'm going to recommend doing instead. And if I were to buy one or the other, I would recommend getting the Abyss hoodie over the pants, simply because, you know, it's a black hoodie, and the black hoodies do usually have a little bit more demand compared to some of the other hoodies. And not only that, the Abyss pants have a weird looking face on their crotch, so I'm not going to recommend investing in those ones. All right, that is it for the Abyss hoodie and pants. We'll move over to the high quality metal skin, which is the HQM boots this week. So these are going for standard store price of $1.55, so that's definitely a plus. But the high quality metal clothing and armor hasn't really performed very well. The Roadside gloves, if I'm not mistaken, were the most expensive HQM clothing and armor, and I think they were like $2.30 or something like that. So, you know, not a great performance from the HQM set thus far. We also do have a sneak peek preview of what the clothing could look like if it is accepted into the game, and that is on the Rust store in the screenshots, which you guys mightn't be looking at right now. Currently, we also have other boots on the community market that are like kind of similar to the HQM boots, and they are the hard suit boots. They're going for $1.45 each, and there's 71 of them on the community market. I do think the HQM boots are going to perform similar to the hard suit boots, and so I do think that that pretty much means you aren't going to make money off of the HQM boots. Overall as well, once they leave the Rust store and go to the community market, I don't think they're going to have a very high demand. Personally, I don't think they're really that standout of a skin, and I do think that there is nicer looking boots that you can get for below $1.55 off of the community market instead of copying these off of the Rust store. So overall with the HQM boots, I don't think the demand really is going to be there unless it's someone wanting to finish their HQM set and then rep the whole set. But yeah, look, overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in them. In saying that though, I also don't think it's going to be a overly risky investment simply because they're $1.55, which is standard store price. So not too bad, not too risky, but I'm not going to recommend investing in them because I don't actually think you're going to make any money from them. All right, we'll move over to the weapons now, and let's get started with the Chameleon LR going for $4.60. All of the weapon skins except for the MP5 currently are above $4.60 on the community market. Can't remember exactly what the MP5 was sitting at, maybe like $3.96 or something like that. And so I do think the Chameleon LR is going to perform similar to all of the other weapons currently out on the community market for the Chameleon set. But you just have to keep in mind, like, I do think that these are a good long-term investment, perhaps not so much a good short-term investment. So that is usually what I would say for the Chameleon weapons. But with the Chameleon LR, overall, look, the LR just isn't really in the best place in my opinion, and also it's not a craftable weapon, so not everyone uses it. And once you get to tier 3, like assuming that, you know, you get this gun at tier 3 instead of early white, you've got AKs and you've got just better options. So I don't think the LR, unless you're playing simply for aesthetics, of course the LR is such a sick looking gun, and the Chameleon LR is an awesome looking skin, I don't think the demand is really going to be there just because the gun doesn't really have that much going for it in my opinion. If the LR got a buff, I do think the Chameleon LR skin would increase in value, but the fact that it's $4.60 straight away, I do think that that does mean you can get it off of the community market with a buy order for cheaper than the $4.60 that the Rust store is currently offering it for. And so that is what I would recommend to do. So overall, not going to recommend investing in the Chameleon LR. As a long-term investment, as I said, if the LR got a buff or something like that, then I do think you could make money off of it. But I would still recommend getting it off of the community market to try and get it for a little bit cheaper than the $4.60, which I do think you'll be successful in doing. All right, moving over to the cheese gun. Haven't looked at this one yet. $3.05 is what it's going for. And I do not know why they accepted this skin in the game. This is the weirdest looking skin. I feel like they've accepted this skin by accident. So we have a skinned handle. We've got slightly different colored like rag on the magazine, and then we just have cheese on the AK. Like, it doesn't even look good. There's no screenshot of the ADS. I wonder how old this skin is. I think this skin is actually surprisingly like pretty unique. And the fact that it has been accepted in the Rust store, it seems like a mistake, but I mean, like, I don't know, maybe Help was just hungry. $3.05 is definitely not worth this gun's price. I don't know what I'm saying, but this is just such a weird looking gun. I haven't seen this yet, so I've been caught off here. The cheese gun, yes. I don't think you're going to make money off of it. There's no AK or AR written in the name of the skin. I do think that that is a negative. Overall, the skin it's quite unique, but we have so many AK skins. We have pages upon pages of AK skins. The fact that it's $3.05 makes it hard to invest in. Look, there's not too much going for this AK skin other than it being just a funny little skin to have made it into the Rust store for this week, because I think this skin is really very basic. I think the quality of it's quite low, to be honest. Definitely unique, interesting idea, but not going to recommend investing in the cheese gun off of the Rust store. That was a weird one. All right, moving over to the chemical burn bow, going for $3.05. Let me quickly flick through some of these pictures. Okay, it is just a continuation of the chemical burn set, which we had an SAR and some other weapon that I don't even recall accepted already, and now we have the bow. Overall, I think this is just a pretty average set. I don't think it's very standout at all. I don't think there's going to be demand for them at all. In the future, the chemical burn bow is probably going to be a skin that could be manipulated. The same goes for the rest of the chemical burn set, because I don't think many of them are getting bought. And I don't think there's going to be any demand. So, I mean, like, once it leaves the Rust store and goes to the community market, I do think that the quantity is going to be very low, but I also don't think there's going to be any demand for the chemical burn bow once it leaves the Rust store and goes to the community market. So, especially for $3.05, I'm not going to recommend investing in the chemical burn bow off of the Rust store for this week. All right, we'll check this second page. Yeah, we do have more weapons. All right, moving over to the Pirate Python, going for $3.05. This is, of course, a continuation of the Pirate set, which has had clothing, armor, and weapons. Currently, we've had an AK, Thompson, and something else, I'm pretty sure. The AK sitting around this price, $3.05, somewhere like that, maybe $3, maybe just under. The Thompson's like $7 or something like that, so performing quite well. I don't think that that is where the Pirate Python is going to go. I actually think the Pirate Python will probably perform worse than the AK. Overall, it is a cool looking Python skin, but the Pythons aren't really used too much throughout a wipe. They are a powerhouse of a gun, but I feel like they're probably just a bit too hard for some people to use. And so, you know, it doesn't, the weapon itself doesn't get used as much in Rust. Also, the fact that it's $3.05, we've already got a lot of Python skins that are below that price on the community market, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to prefer some of the other aesthetic and appearance of some of the other Python skins over the Pirate one. Overall, I actually think it's a pretty sick looking skin. Hopefully I bought the Pirate Tommy. I actually don't recall if I did, but I do think the Pirate Python looks pretty awesome. Not going to recommend investing in it though. Alright, moving over to the final weapon of the week, we have the Fallen. This is a sword, so a negative for this one is it doesn't say the Fallen Sword. Pretty easy thing to add into the name of it, but apparently skin creators just don't like doing that. So that is one negative. The other negative is the fact that it's $3.05, which is standstill price these days for weapons and tools, and I think that some of these prices from Face Punch need to be turned down a little bit. Overall though, awesome looking skin. I actually do think this skin deserves the price point that it's at, because you can see that the skin creators clearly put in a decent amount of effort into this sword skin. Very unique looking sword skin, but we do already have a lot of unique looking sword skins. I feel like, I don't know what it is. Are the swords easier to skin or something like that? Because I feel like whoever makes sword skins always does a really good job of it. And I do think that the Fallen sword that we currently have in the Rust store right now is a very nice looking sword skin. Overall though, do I think there's going to be demand for it? No. Look, swords are okay, but they're melee weapons. They're like the best melee weapon in the game besides the jackhammer, in my opinion. But they're swords, they're $3.05. There's other things you could spend your money on, or you can save your money and spend it on next week's store or something else. So my point is, not going to recommend investing in the Fallen sword. It doesn't even have sword in its name. Not ideal, awesome looking skin, but not going to recommend investing in it. All right, let's move over to the deployables, and we'll get started with the Alta garage door, going for $4.60. This is a continuation of the Alta set now, which we just had the Alta large box. That one had like a glow on one end that was a different color to the glow on the other end, so I thought that was very unique and a very smart, well-designed skin. I do think that this Alta garage door is also very well made, but I just don't really think this theme is that popular for Rust players, you know. Look, it's an awesome skin, but I'm not going to recommend investing in it. The glow is sick. Yeah, but like it's $4.60. It's too expensive in my opinion. You can get plenty of free glowing garage doors even from the Twitch drops, which I'm sure there probably even is one on the Twitch drops now if the Twitch drops are currently active. So I mean, like, yeah, I don't think the Alta garage door is going to perform very well. $4.60. If you do want to try and invest in it, I'd recommend getting it off of the community market with a buy order. But I do also think it would be a long-term investment if you did want to try and cop that one. It is getting a lot harder to invest in skins because, you know, there's just so many coming out these days that the suppliers, it's quite a lot. All right, moving over to the final skin of the week, we have the Dystopian Cell Door, going for $2.30, and this is a non-glowing sheet metal door skin, no cutouts. So I don't know, like this skin is like, it's cool, it's unique, it's different. But I don't think it's going to have any demand. Like if this was a skin from bloody, I don't know, a few years ago, then perhaps it would perform okay. But I don't know, these days, I just don't really think it's going to perform very well. Overall, I'm not going to recommend investing in the Dystopian Cell Door. We have so many sheet metal door skins. It's $2.30, so that's definitely a plus for it. But it doesn't have a glow, which these days everyone wants to have a glowing sheet metal door, or a sheet metal door with a cutout, and this skin has neither of those things. So overall, that is going to do it for this week, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video, and remember, have a skits one.